Hey, what's going on guys? John Shea here from the No Shame Income blog, and today I'm going to be talking about, is it worth publishing a online course on platforms like Udemy or Skillshare in 2018 and beyond. So before we dive into today's video, if you guys are brand new here, be sure to throw me a thumbs up on the video, and as well as if you haven't yet, you can actually go back and leave a comment on the video. If you like some of the content I'll be sharing today, be sure to leave me a comment and I will actually go back and reply to your comment. As well as if you are new here, also subscribe to my channel as I release new videos each and every week. So really what I'm going to be talking about today is a couple of marketplace platforms where you can publish online courses, and I'm going to give a little bit of my feedback on whether or not this is something that you should continue doing in 2018 and beyond, and give you a little bit more premise around what's really possible when it comes to creating online courses. So let's jump over to my desktop. I'm going to show you a couple numbers, give you some premise of some things that have gone on for me in my own journey of publishing courses, and then we can, you guys can ultimately make the decision of whether or not you want to spend your time on Udemy, Skillshare, or spend your time doing some self-hosted courses. So let's dive in and we'll talk about this a little bit further. All right, so we're over on my desktop, and I guess really the ultimate question most of you are probably having is, should I sell an online course on Udemy in 2018, or really on any of these marketplace platforms, right? Like Skillshare. Should you guys actually create a course and promote it on any of these platforms? Now, I've actually been teaching on Udemy for about 4 years, since 2014. And when I very first got started there, I wasn't making a lot of money, right? I was having like $10 or $15 months, maybe $50 months. And I was like, cool, this is a little bit of extra passive income. And eventually I published one of my bigger courses, and that course ended up getting promoted during one of their very first Black Friday sales, which was in November of 2014. And I made $800 in a month. And I was like, wow, this is really exciting. Like, there's huge opportunity here to take this thing and put more courses into it and just keep cranking out stuff and ultimately start making a lot more money. So that's exactly what I did. I actually took this as something pretty serious, and I went out and I started producing more courses. I got a lot better at producing videos and actually being a lot more confident on camera over the years doing this. And really what I've found is nowadays, over the last 2 years, I said to myself, you know, I have these really amazing courses, and a lot of people will ask me questions here and there, but I've found that looking at my statistics, looking at the stats on a lot of my courses, most people were not actually completing them. In a lot of other cases, people were not really taking any action on them. I should have honestly been getting probably a lot more questions than I normally do, given the amount of students that were actually in my program. So what I finally ended up deciding to do is I said, you know what, I'm going to sell these courses on my own. I'm going to sell them for a higher ticket price, something like, you know, $200 or $300, or even upwards of $500 or $1,000. And this to me was the real opportunity to make a lot of money with online courses. So as you can see, one of the biggest disadvantages of Udemy is as you scroll through their homepage, you'll see that many of these courses, like you've got this one here, Total SEO Blueprint, normally retailed $199.99, they're selling it for $12. Now, if someone buys this through like an affiliate link that someone's promoting it as a Udemy affiliate, Udemy is going to pay this guy like $2.50, because Udemy is going to take half, the affiliate's going to get half, and then he's going to get the rest. So what are the chances that someone paying $12 for this are actually going to go through this entire program that's 21 hours and then actually go and apply all the things that they learned? The chance of that is pretty slim, and they're probably not going to really take it all that seriously. And that's generally what I've found with Udemy. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people that come in and ask good questions, and there are students that are really trying and are putting in some effort, and you can see that they're taking this pretty seriously, but a lot of people will jump onto the next thing, or they're not taking it all that seriously. And that's really been between that and the fact that Udemy is really almost kind of degrading what your value of your programs is worth. It's made it very unappealing for me as a course instructor, as someone who's an online teacher, to continue with it in any sort of seriousness. So really what it's been for me, you know, I've managed to do about $45,000 in sales since I've been on the platform. Most of this has been passive. In the early years, you know, probably the first year, maybe the second year, I did some light promotions. But I've had pretty decent months, like that first, this was that November I mentioned, $821. Then I was consistently doing 200 to 500, upwards to 1,000. And this trend continued where I even had some months where I made almost $2,000 in 2016. And even in 2017, the income increased. But then as the year started going down, my income has actually started to dwindle and get less and less over the last few months. This past September, I only made $350 on the platform. So again, I haven't put any time or energy into this really in probably 6 to 12 months. I have published a couple new courses, but I honestly don't even market them. It was content that I maybe had used elsewhere that I wasn't selling it for a lot of money. And I said, you know what, why don't I just put it up here, see what happens. So I would say that if your decision to use Udemy is something you really want to consider in 2018, I would say do not put your best content here. That's going to be your number one biggest mistake. Use this as a crutch to build your brand, as something to get people to kind of siphon them into your other marketing channels. So an example might be you're growing a YouTube channel, just like I'm doing now. You're watching this video on YouTube. Hopefully you've subscribed. And the idea is that I could take someone from Udemy and potentially get them coming over to my YouTube channel, subscribing, and then maybe eventually buying one of my other premium courses, being on my email list, and me basically being able to sell them other opportunities like affiliate products or any of my other new programs, things like that. The other thing that I would say you could do is utilize some kind of bonus offer within those courses. Let's say you have a basic course, right? Like here's one here that I created, how to use Facebook Messenger bots. This is a very popular topic as of the last couple of years when this whole Messenger bot thing came about. So I went out and I made this basic course. I did some improvements to it, put some case studies in it, and then at the bottom of the course, I have this bonus lecture. This is something you can do on Udemy. And basically what this is a 4-minute video where I talk about success that I've had on a freelance platform called Upwork. And I mentioned to them that they can go get this free bonus, which is sending them to this page here. This is my partner, Paul. I basically send them to this page and they can go through a 4 free-part video series that I made outside of Udemy. And at the end of this video series, I actually pitch them on the idea of going to a webinar, and that webinar sells them one of my higher level programs for $200 or $300. So that's really where you can make a lot more money. And the people that go through this and are really serious, they're reading your emails and all your stuff, the likelihood of them actually buying is that much better. So this would be how I would currently use Udemy. The other thing that I've been doing is I added this video into most of my courses. I called it Real Quick, where I basically show them, hey, I've got a YouTube channel and I'm doing videos here every week. You can come over here and actually check this out. Very, very simple. And ultimately what this really leads to is just a branding opportunity, right? The other thing is that I have now over 100,000 students. So if I go to some other big name entrepreneur and I'm like, hey, I've got 100,000 students on Udemy, that's no small feat, right? Like it's not easy to do that. So that just gives me a little bit more credibility. People take me more seriously. And I think it's helped in that regard. But ultimately, I think for the amount of money that I'm making and the amount of kind of diminishing returns you get off of all the discounts Udemy's doing, I don't think I would put any premium content on this platform. But you could use it as kind of a gateway, right? So I could maybe put up a bunch of basic courses about digital marketing and then lead them into one of my big courses that really teaches them the big high-end stuff that they're going to need to ultimately have success. So again, I would say that if you guys are really serious about making money with your online courses, I do have a program I put together. I call it Online Course Mastery. And what I do in this program is I actually teach you everything that I've done, not only on Udemy, but everything that I've done to sell courses on my own websites, utilizing things like this free video series that I talk about here, as well as utilizing things like email marketing and also running advertising. Some of the other things that I've had success with is also using scarcity. So inside this course, I actually break everything down week by week of everything that you should need to know about going out there and teaching your own courses. So this kind of teaches you the basis of getting started on platforms like Udemy and Skillshare. But then if you decide to take this to the next level and you really want to make a lot more money teaching on your own website, like I have right here, I've got a site I call the Entrepreneur Path. You could basically go through this and it will teach you everything you need to know about, promoting your courses, keeping things organized, and ultimately getting to a point where you could start making a lot more money from your courses. So I'm going to actually leave a link where you can get a special discount on this, or you can check the info box that's going to show up in the corner. For normally I sell this for $4.97, but since you're watching this on YouTube, I've actually decided to put together an 80% off discount on this, so you can pick it up for 97 bucks, which is an amazing deal. Given, I can literally show you proof right here, just one of my income sources. This doesn't include Skillshare or even selling on my own site. I've done over 44,000 just on Udemy alone. So all the information that I've learned over the years, for 100 bucks, I'm going to literally show you how you can go and make this kind of money, and even more than that. I've done well over $100,000 in online course sales. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.